Okay. Hi, friends. uh, so last night you watched 5.1.1, and it was all discussing and comparing the methods of long division. So you saw 3 different strategies. Hopefully you found one that makes the most sense to you. Today, we are going to be working with remainders and estimating to check our reasonableness of our answers. So first of all, I want to start off with some kind of basics here. I know you learned this last year, but just as a double check, okay? So as you notice on page 165, it's talking about division with remainders. And you see all these vocabulary words up here. You have a divisor, you have a dividend, you have a quotient, and you have a remainder. Now, they've done all of the digit by digit work for you here. So I want you to really look at this. And could there be a remainder of 9 for this problem? Why or why not? I'm going to have the sub press pause right here so that you can turn and talk to a neighbor, and then come back and we'll discuss it. Okay, so hopefully overarching, you all said no, it cannot be a remainder of 9 because the remainder cannot be greater than the divisor. So this remainder can never be bigger than your divisor. That means, if it is, that there's automatically another new group of 8. And we don't have that here, do we? So what is the greatest possible remainder for this particular division problem when dividing by 8? Oh, I think I heard you all yell it out. Yes, the greatest possible answer would be 7. So what you need to be cautious of is if your remainder is bigger than your divisor, you haven't done enough multiplying, okay? So we're going to do a few right now, and since you're doing this in class today with a sub, you need to have your SAB book 165 and 166 available, because I'm going to do like 2 problems with you, 3 problems with you, and you're going to be doing the rest on your own. So if you were to go to page 1, this is the bottom, number 9. Let's look at number 9. And let's do just digit by digit, just for the ease of what we're doing here. So I'm looking at 5,000. I'm up here. 380. So 6 goes into, it cannot go into the 5. So I'm going to look at 53. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 54. So 54 is too high. So I'm going to start with 8. Multiply 48. Subtract. Bring down the 8. So I can do 9 because I know that's 54. Subtract. Bring down the 0. 40. 6 goes into 46 times. 36. Subtract. Okay, my remainder is less than my divisor, so I know that I'm done. I would write it remainder 4. I don't leave it hanging out here at the bottom. I need to give it props up here that I have 4 more pieces that don't go in evenly anywhere. All right? If you're having a hard time with this number line thing, or the number digit by digit, we can also, I'm going to do one so you can see it where I stack the numbers going up. So 7 into 6,747. 7 goes into 67. 7 times 9, so 900 would be 6,300. I'm going to subtract 7 into 447. Let's see. 7 times 6. D would be 420. 7 times 7 would be 490. So I'm going to say 60. So 420. Subtract 7 into 27. 3, 4. 7 times 4 is 28. That's too many. So I have to do 7 times 3 is 21. So I have a remainder of 6. Now it's lower than my divisor. I'm going to add these up. It would be 963, remainder 6. So continue practicing this page to 20. When the video is over, I'm going to move on just a little bit and start talking about how we can use those estimation skills to check to see if our answers are right. So I'm going to leave it up to the sub at this point. If you want to hit pause and let them finish to 20 and then check answers, you can do that, or you can carry on and have them complete at the end. With multiplication, we talked about using mental math to check for reasonableness. So the same can be done with division. So when you're talking about this example, and I believe it's on 165, 166, this is an example of using mental math. Mental math is getting to those zeros that we can multiply to real fast and quick in our heads. So Miguel has 6 boxes to store 1,350 baseball cards. He divides and finds that each box will have 225 cards. To check that his answer is reasonable, he uses estimation and mental math. So he went through the steps, okay? He did digit by digit, he did place value sections, whatever he did. This is how he did his estimation in his head. He knows that, and I'm reading this so in case you would need to see what I'm reading, I'm right here on page 166. I know that 1,200 divided by 6 is 200. And that 1,800 divided by 6 is 300. Because 1,350 is between 1,200 and 1,800. My answer should be between 200 and 300, and it is. So basically what he did is he rounded, he did 6 times 200, 6 times 300, and got like the 2 bigger sides of the estimation, and he figured, hey, my number's somewhere in between. So if we're looking at like this number 21, 3,150. If we were doing just dividing, we would go 9 into 31, 3, 3. Sorry, the line is not skinny enough for me. It's making me mad. So 27. I'm going to subtract, bring down, that's a 7. Bring down the 5. 3, 5, 45, and a 0. So 350. Now I'm going to use mental math to check this. So if I were to round 3,150 to 3,000, 3,000 divided by 9 would be 3,000. Let's do 3,100. Let's back up a second. So I'm going to go off of this 3 right here and just to see if I'm mental math going. So if I were to say 2,700 divided by 9 equals 300, right? And 3,600 divided by 9 equals 400. 3,150 is in between 2,700 and 3,600. So 350 is reasonable. It's about in between these answers. So you take that one number. So like, let's do this one, 2733. So it's going to be 9. 27, bring down the 3, that's going to be 1. So if I were to say 2,700 divided by 3 equals 900, and then if I were to do one more, 9, 3 times 3,000 divided by 3 is going to equal 10,000. No, 1,000, Mrs. Crane. Oh, wait, sorry, it's almost lunchtime. Equals 1,000. 22,733 is in between. It's gonna be closer. So 2,700 is closer to this one, and 900 is closer to that one. So that makes this answer reasonable. If you don't understand the reasonableness, just try to find your either side of your divisor and then make your estimate from there. Go ahead and practice the rest of these. You will be doing just the homework page for homework tonight, and we will revisit this tomorrow in small group. So don't stress out if you're totally confused about remainders and estimating, because we will revisit this. But try to practice a few, and I will see you tomorrow.